within our email marketing system. So now we can get into targeted email, which is the next step. I'm of the belief that building a list is something, but that monetizing that list is sort of the point. So a large email list, while useful, is really only useful in terms of customer lifetime value. Hence the nature of our business here, right? CLV Boost. The whole idea is to lift customer lifetime value. And the most engagement you're ever going to get from a lead in general is directly after they opt in or directly after they buy. Now, if all you've done is gotten them to opt in, then we want to use this point of heightened engagement to garner a purchase as quickly as possible. Okay, this is when we'd want to close the deal, whether we want to get them on the phone and sell them a Facebook advertising service or whatever your service is, or whether we want to get them to a website to purchase a product via e-commerce. We want to leverage this engagement early on. So thanks to the fact that we've garnered the right needs, and thanks to the fact that we know what they're interested in based on which opt-in page they've entered their information into, we can now send them a tailored drip sequence. These periods represent individual emails sent out day over day or every 2 days or whatever your pace is, that is going to specifically drive them to the right product for them. So hypothetically, if you teach people Facebook ads, you might have 3 different products. One that relates to Facebook setup, one that relates to targeting, one that relates to ad creative, okay? Hypothetically. But let's just say you have one core course. Okay, let's say that. I have a lot of friends in the information marketing world who sell courses between $17 and $97 and run relatively healthy 7-figure businesses doing that, or even 8-figure businesses doing that. So let's say your core course, one of your main products, is a $97 program. You can literally sell the exact same program to these 3 groups of folks, so long as it would actually be beneficial to all 3 of them. You can sell the same program to all 3 groups of folks by simply tailoring the messaging to what their interest is. So yes, of course, we're going to mention the same course in the emails, in our promotional emails. This could be what we would call an autoresponder, okay? An automated campaign. So when they opt in through one of the pink forms, we'll send them the pink version of the automated campaign, which would sell this $97 course, but it would do so with a bit of an emphasis on segmentation and saving money. We might say, hey, if you're interested in segmentation, the chapters you'll probably like the most are 17 and 19 and 21. Those are the chapters where we really focus on segmentation strategy, and you'll get a lot out of that in terms of being able to save yourself hundreds or thousands of dollars in your first few months of using Facebook ads. So we're not telling them that the program is different. We're just explaining why it's particularly useful for people like them, as opposed to treating them like marketers, right? Or just opt-ins. Yeah, I have a lot of opt-ins. Instead of treating them like that, let's treat them like they're unique people with an actual unique desire. And in this particular case, we know that it's segmentation and limiting their budget. So in doing this, we can now have driven, targeted 6 or 12 email campaigns that are automated, that are segmented based on what opt-in they came in from. And those opt-ins are, of course, built off of the core desires that they really want the most. So none of this is really a guessing game if we've done our homework, and we're going to have a lot higher likelihood of getting that initial sale. And if you up your initial sale percentage, if you normally would sell, let's say you get 100 folks to opt in, and you would normally sell, let's say, 2 of these programs at 97. If you up that to 3 of these at 97 or 4 of these at 97, we're potentially doubling our sales. And this doesn't even factor in upsells and everything else that we can do with marketing automation, which I will turn down the temptation to go down that road with you guys right now, because this video is going to get far too long if I do that. But negating even the deeper back-end stuff, which is what we really like the most around here at CLV Boost, just on the front end, we could as much as double sales if we make a more targeted front-end campaign. It's surprising to me how few people actually pull this off. Next, and last, I will say, at the bottom here, when we're sending out what is called broadcast messages, let's say we have 300,000 people. So I'm going to write 300K, okay? 2 different scenarios. We have 300,000 people. All right? So if we have a broadcast and we say, okay, this broadcast message is tremendously important. I'd like to make as much money is possible with this broadcast. I want to make it a relevant message. I want to make it appealing. I want to drive clicks. I want to drive engagement. I want it to be valuable to my audience. If you want to send out a dedicated email and you just blast it to 300,000 people, you will probably get some sales depending on your price point and depending on how appealing it is to that market. That's a pretty big audience. You could probably get yourself some sales. Even if you only had 3,000 or 2,000 people, depending on your open rates and your engagement rates, you might get yourself some sales. However, if we take the exact same message and vary it slightly to, let's say, 100,000 people in the pink category, 50,000 in the green category, another 100,000 in orange, and then 50,000 who we don't know, so we'll send them the generic version. But these guys will alter it based on the benefit that they're interested in. So we'll tweak the subject line just slightly, and we'll tweak the email just slightly to change it to be more appealing to the benefits that they're after. If we can garner, let's say, 20%, and often we can do a lot better than this, we can get ourselves to 35% more clicks from that email by segmenting it, thanks to the fact that we've been segmenting them on the way in, then now every single broadcast we send, we're sending another third of our list to that page. And every single broadcast we send, hypothetically, that we're using segmentation, and you don't want to overuse it, but every broadcast that we send using segmentation, we're also building a tighter and hopefully better, more long-term list relationship, because these are now people who know we're appealing to what they're interested in. We're appealing to what they told us they actually cared about, and so we're segmenting messaging and telling them why it matters for them, given what problems they're struggling with. So better list relationship, better ROI on broadcasts, and significantly higher ROI on your initial front-end autoresponder, all just from knowing your audience and implementing the proper content marketing strategy. These are very, very fundamental principles, but I really want to drive home how darn important it is to ensure that your editorial content is structured in a way that's geared towards lead gen, and that your immediate post opt-in activities are segmented and driven to sale. Because that initial 1 week after opt-in, shucks, that is a very, very important time, and we want to take advantage of that. So hopefully these strategies were useful for everybody tuned in. Throw in some comments at the bottom if you've used these principles, or you have any questions, or you just want to give us a little bit of your own feedback on this particular strategy or how you've seen it implemented. We always appreciate that. And otherwise, stay tuned for our next CLV Boost tutorial.